Hello. Have you taken your lunch? This is week 11. Tomorrow, public holiday. Our replacement tutorial falls on Thursday, 2nd of September, 10 to 11. Today, we are on chapter 7. Let me present my screen. How are you, three of you? Everything fine?
Okay.
So far, good. Do you feel excited with the now towards the end of the semester?
Not yet. Wait,
Finish
finish assignment
semester
first,
very
and then we can be excited.
yeah lah, still got some more work to do, right? Didn't feel relaxed yet. I understand how you feel. You all busy doing assignments, so lecturer busy marking tests and assignment. Yeah, hope everything doing well. I'm presenting. We are in chapter 7. After this, we have 2 more chapters. So today I need to cover whole chapter. But even though there's about 60 slides, but no worry. This is a revision chapter. Almost 95% we learned before. Just a revision topic. So some of the topic I might go briefly. Some maybe as a revision. I will explain once again, but will not be in detail. The detail part we already covered in the previous chapters. Have you glanced to this chapter? We
No.
can try to look at those topics. Objective, network security overview, threat, security component, common attack defense mechanism. So the fourth one, the fourth bullet we focus on. Yeah? And the last one, basic security model. So we look at network security overview here. Network security refer to any activity designed to protect network. So we understand to protect network, especially used to protect reusability, reliability, integrity, and safety of a network. Network here refer to internal and external network as well data. So effective network security target variety of threat and trying to stop them from entering into, especially into internal network. So these are the threat to network. Now before I proceed, is my voice clear and loud enough to all of you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me continue. My connection so poor this morning. Keep on reconnecting. If let's say, later on, um, during my lecture, you found that my voice lag, or maybe I disconnected. I have two devices. If one of the device connected, you can't hear me or you can't hear my voice, you please immediately message me in the WhatsApp group so that I will stop lecturing. All right. Yeah, I did the same for previous group. Some when I present screen, then I might not able to view the messages, so you may message to the WhatsApp group. So out of the threat to a network, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 common network security threat. All these virus, worm, until identity theft. We look at one by one. Where is my virus here? Eavesdropping. Okay, we have done all these except a 0-day exploit. We also touched this before. Okay, we touched this before. But anyway, this is about um this one 0-day exploit is the perpetrator or someone who are taking advantage on a security vulnerability. On the same day, the vulnerability become general known. So what does it mean? It means that, let me rephrase my sentence. This 0-day vulnerabilities or 0 days attack, vulnerability of referring to the software vulnerability discovered by the attacker before the software vendor aware on it. To me, when the software release, the software vendor haven't managed to find out any loophole of the software, but already discovered by the attacker. Because of the vendor unaware and no patch exit for the 0-day vulnerability, that's why making give chances to the attacker. Okay. Okay, let me continue. Next one, CIA triad. We learned this at the beginning of the semester, chapter number 1. So CIS, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So I will not go in detail. This chapter is a revision chapter. Let me summarize it for you. So the first one, confidentiality. Do you want to send your credit card? What means by confidentiality here? Used to means the data is sensitive and shall not be accessed by unauthorized party. So to protect the confidentiality of the organization, usually we will segregate the data based on the importance of the informations and decide or limit who can access to certain information. So some method used here, including the role-based access control, RBAC. Also, we touched this topic before. Also can set up file permission. As well, also can give training to workers, company workers, show them and teach them how to protect their personal data. That's under confidentiality. So about integrity, um, something like what is that? No changes the data, in other words. So it's a type of ongoing maintenance of accuracy of the data, consistency of the data, also a little bit of reliability of the data throughout the life cycle. Just to make sure that the data, integrity here means the data is trusted, not changed. So this data must be protected when in the transit period from the sender to the recipient. So the data talking about here, not only the data that in the transit, but also including those data that resides in a computer or storage devices in a data center or in the clouds. The last one is availability. We understand availability means the data shall be there when the time we require it. This availability to ensure consistency, not say consistency, constantly available for authorized party. Okay. This availability sometimes can be influenced or affected by human errors, hardware failure or software failure, maybe power outage or natural disaster, or maybe network failure. All this might cause data unavailability. So some of the method used to ensure the data or application available here, including like let's say regular software or system upgrades, maintaining backup copies, or even disaster recovery. Right? We continue. Trojan horse attack. Still remember we learned what is that Trojan horse? Maybe you three of you share with me, since this is revision topic. Who want to
It's
share your understanding of Trojan horse?
it's like
I can't hear
a
you.
code
One more time.
testing.
Uh-huh.
It's like a code like from a trusted software.
Okay. A code from the trusted software. How about Kelvin and Pharaoh?
Just something like from the email, you click, you download it, and then suddenly the email is a Trojan horse, and then you accidentally click it, and then it's suddenly in the computer.
Okay, I get your point here. Pharaoh?
In the chat.
Oh, in the chat, hang on. Let me check. No microphone, Pharaoh. Yeah, so slow. Wireless go through back door. Might not working certainly. Back door. Back door, there's a back door. Oh, I lost my connection. You see? Right, come back to lecture here. So some people, they use social engineering technique to convince a user to download malicious application without the victim know they're downloading something, but they have no idea there is a malicious applications. So this download trap can be found like let's say in a banner advertisement, something like congratulate you, you won some prizes, ask you to click the link to proceed. Can be also website link or any pop-up advertisement. So most popular technique to spread Trojan horse is a true email where look like unthreatening email or an email attachment. Right? So usually the victim where they will receive an email with attachment and look like the official email. Looks like the official email, but they are not. So the attachment will contact the malicious court and execute as soon as a victim click on the attachment. So I always call this a Trojan horse a clever one. Why? Because Trojan horse, they will hide themselves in the system file. As well, they will rename themselves, look like the legitimate system files. Okay. We look at the diagram here. Trojan horse release payload, monitor computer activity, install backdoor, or transmit information to hacker, mean the third party. So they hide themselves secretly in a computer system and secretly collecting sensitive data and information to send over to the third party. So how to prevent this? Always download from legitimate website. Right. So next one we look at, what is this? Network security component, including antivirus, anti-spyware, firewall, intrusion prevention system, and VPN. So we will go through this component in the following slides. eavesdropping. A common attack and defense mechanism. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is eavesdropping? The following slide. I just briefly go through the slide with you. So eavesdropping here referring to a kind of a network attack, capture package between the transit period from the sender to the recipient. Okay, they are collecting, they were searching out sensitive information like the password or any kind of confidential informations.
Oh, miss the
So
the
in
presentation gone.
order to go on,
Ah, yeah.
okay, maybe I don't present, I just show like this. Hang on. Not stable, my connection. How about you?
Mine use Wi-Fi, okay.
Your Wi-Fi? Okay. My one this morning not so okay.
Yeah,
How
got
about
some
now?
voice cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I don't reduce. Okay, can see. So solutions of eavesdropping is encrypt data. So the diagram shows eavesdropping process. So you can view through the diagram here. This eavesdropping attack might occur when a hacker trying to intercept the words that we use to intercept, delete, or even modify the data transmitted between the two devices. Eavesdropping, sometimes we call it sniffing, snooping. They are same meaning. They relies on unsecure network communication to access data in transit between the devices. So this happens typically when the user connect to the unsecure network. So the data transmitted, when the data transmitted to the open network, to unsecure network, it might give chance to attacker, give opportunity to them to intercept the data using various methods. This eavesdropping could be a bit hard to spot. Unlike other forms like cyber attack, the presence of bugs or listening device in eavesdropping not easily, well, not how to say, not easily identified because it didn't affect the performance of the network. That's why not easily spot out. Cryptalysis. Still remember this topic? Maybe forgot, huh? Cryptalysis is a study of analyzing information system in order to, uh, let me rephrase, analyze information system in order to study the hidden aspect of the system. So this one usually, hidden here means referring to looking at the weaknesses of the informations. So defense method use longer key or stronger encryption algorithm. Password pilfering. Often the first defense line, probably the only defense available in the system. So what is a method to pilfer user password? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 method. We look at the first one, guessing. That's why we are encouraged. We are always advised that those password don't put as a password. This is a common, the first one. Password is password easily guessed by third party. So listed there, 10 common use password. I hope your password is not listed here. some other password we learned before. What is the what is that? How to create a secure password. I hope you apply that in your password. Social engineering, this is a method to, it's a type of manipulation technique will cause, not say cause, will affect the human where they might perform some error, not say error, just unintentionally provided their private informations and giving access to the third party. So phishing here is a type of social engineering when attackers send a fraudulent message, looks like a legitimate message. They're trying to trick the victim so that the victim might revealing their sensitive information without their consent. Okay, next one. This is an example showing a phishing message. You look at the first email on top. Dear bank customer, we are sorry you reach a maximum number of attempts allowed to log in the bank. And you look at the one in the square. Okay, look like the one. They put a little bit threatening feature. If we do not receive the appropriate account verification within 28 hours, then your account will be suspended. So they put in a little bit threatening feature. I'm not sure whether you ever received this kind of email, but I did. So immediately I just delete and block. So what is the story behind? When you receive an email, you look at the title, you look at the center. Okay, you know the sender. Even though the center email look like from the legitimate user, but is it something wrong? US bank or maybe sometimes zero. Okay, zero, they turn it to O or I look like capital letter, one look like capital letter I, something like this, manipulates user. And also this technique they are using, phishing. They might be, could be, they're asking you to click the link. It will direct you to the bogus website. It look like the legitimate website, but actually not. So from there, you're entering your user ID password. They might capture it. So what's the defense method? Use anti-phishing extensions of a web browser, which can block the phishing site. Next one, dictionary attack. The only encrypted password should be stored in a computer system, say Linux, Windows, stored in a system registry. So what is this dictionary attack here? Okay, runs through the slide here. Let me summarize to you. Dictionary attack, you can think it as a brute force tactic. Try and error. These attacker, they might run through common words or phrases, such as those words that are available in a dictionary. They will guess the password. Why? In fact, they know human like to use this a simple, easy to remember password. Might include some relevant info, like let's say their name, their nickname, their date of birth, their mother's name, those kind of easy remember password. And some user even use the same password across multiple accounts. So this might give opportunity to the attacker, right? Okay, next one. So rainbow table used to attack the password in a reverse. We didn't touch in detail this one, but let me brief you. This means the rainbow table with possible hash and from that will match up with the password. So to prevent attacker use a rainbow table with the hash password, we learned hash password and a salt before. So prevent that, then this rainbow table need to have every new hash code with a new salt value. Okay, you can refer back the topic, yeah, about hashing algorithm and added salt. Password sniffing is a software program technique. Use a specific software allow hacker to steal username password simply by just observing passively. So this is a keyword. They don't do any, they just observe. They will record the network traffic. So this usually happen when the victims using public Wi-Fi network, which is easily encrypted and weak network protections. So SSL, SSH, employing asymmetric cryptography. So we learn asymmetric cryptography. This SSH security protocol will keep personal information private during the transmissions. Password protection. Does it look familiar? Rules to protect password from maybe pilfering, no, but the content are similar to the previous topic. Use long password, add on characters, capital, small letter, digit, symbol. Try to avoid dictionary words. Do not reveal password to anyone you know. Change password periodically. Do not use the same password in a different account. Do not use remote login software. Discard paper with good shredder. I don't think we do this and use shredder some more. Avoid enter, but for company, yes. Okay, any important document, they have to use a paper shredder. So avoid clicking any suspicious email or link. Next one, we look at other user authentication method. Use biometric of a unique biology feature. Connect biometric devices to computers such as a fingerprint reader and retina scanner. Authenticating item. Certain authentication protocol like Kerberos use this method to authenticate user. So this Kerberos is an authentication protocol enable the system and the user to prove their identity through the trusted third party. This protocol developed by institution of a technology is a part of their project in Athena. So they joint venture with the digital equipment corporations and build out this educational use apps, not say educational use environment. Here listed problems before Kerberos: user impersonate, network address impersonate, and eavesdropping. Because of this kind of threat exists in the network, that's why come out the idea of creating this Kerberos. Look at the authentication application here. So here explain the applications. You can go through the slide. Provide centralized authentication server, and then not use of a public key. They have two versions, 4 and 5. 4 make use of DES. Still remember what is DES? I hope yes, huh? Yeah, thank you for your response. So this diagram very good. Show you the whole process, step 1 until step 12. So first, user log on to the computer, request service on host, After that, they will request a TGS stand for ticket granting server. Okay, ticket granting server, send it over. After that, need to verify and then send a session key again, go through the authentication, send the session key again for the second round until the last one, authentication and providing service. Okay. So this protocol, computer consider computer network authentication protocol, they work basically through tickets. That's why you can see TGS a ticket, service ticket, on the basis of ticket to allow all the nodes in the network communicate over the non-secure network. It used to prove their identity one and another in more secure manner. Identity spoofing, hide one's true identity on the network. So to correct the spoof identity, the attacker might use fake source address that does not represent the actual address of the packet. Spoofing may be used to hide the original source of the attacker. So this one clear, yeah? They might hide where they come from. So we can look at the example here, spoofing attack example. Here you see here, there's a customer, attacker, DNS server. Suppose there's a www.mybank.com, but unfortunately directed to the fake site. So what does this mean? What does this mean? So suppose all the computer in the network, every computer connected in the network has an IP address, right? So in this attack, spoofing is a big term. Under spoofing, they have web spoofing, address spoofing. There are many kinds. So this diagram show you address spoofing. So in this spoofing, the attacker might they make a fake destination address, and then will deceive you about it. In this case, your target is mybank.com. But the attacker forward your request to the fake mybank.com. So the goal here is to impersonating the host. So that main purpose of the address spoofing. Middle, man in the middle division. Man in the middle, what is this? Who want to try here? Man in the middle, just like the name. What is this? Three of you want to share your answer here? Man in the middle.
Someone's like impersonate the victim like that.
Impersonate victim. Lagi, some more.
A malicious server owner. When the customer send message on the website, the owner can check their message. Like the
Check message.
like any message, like a messenger, and then the owner can see the message. The attacker can see the message of the website.
Oh. How about Noel?
Yeah, same like fear. The attacker pretend as A and B.
Attacker pretend A and B. A think that she's talking to B directly, and B also think that he's talking to A directly, but the attacker intercept or modify communication between A and B. This is a form of active attack. Attacker make a connection between victims, send message between them. So the diagram show very clear. Both victims think that they are talking directly to each other, but actually attacker control session. So in this scenario, the attacker has been successfully impersonate a user between the both victim. Not say between, impersonate users. So on the other hand, a third person between you and no. On the other hand means the attacker is controlling and monitor the traffic in between. But this can be overcome. This can be defense measure, encrypting and authenticating IP package. Okay, the diagram show same meaning to the previous one. So the hacker will establish a session with the company B posing as an A, man sitting in between. How about message replay? What is this? Still remember message replay? Macam ada sama kan? Oh, this there are similarity. How about this? Who want to try? Message replay. Still remember this? Replay.
Is it like the attacker using the voices of the victim,
Voices, Victor, after that?
and then like they use the voice as a disguise lah, I think.
Disguise.
Ah,
Okay, I
yeah.
know what you mean. How about Noel?
Like when the sender send a message, then the attacker capture it and
And haven't finished. And
uh, and and then later time it's sent to the receiver. Wait,
okay, Kelvin, how about you, Kelvin?
The attacker just save the message and then use it later.
Use it later on. Okay, replay attack here. You try to remember replay, reuse. Replay, reuse. So when the attacker captures some of the data package and some of the uh, data information, they will try to reuse the information again next time. So however, man in the middle, let me rephrase. Replay attack is a type of man in the middle. I think they have a similarity. So man in the middle attack very similar to replay. Man in the middle, the attacker, okay, the attacker will sometimes trying to intercept the data. They might try to make the sender think that they are the legitimate receiver. They might also try to add new message, or maybe they just sit there passively to collect the information. But replay, they will reuse the information next round. Okay, there's a difference between a man in the middle and a replay attack. Network spoofing. Okay, IP spoofing, scene floating, and the ARP. So this one, SYN floods, just a revision, is a type of DDoS attack. Do you remember distributor denial of service involve a group of computer? They attempt to flood the system with the requests, mean they send a lot of requests in order to consume the resources and make the network disabled. So how to prevent, prevent this kind of attack? Usually they will configure their firewall. So we will touch on this topic later, firewall, installing up-to-date networking equipment, or also could be installing monitoring tools. So here showing the process. Okay, attacker send to the target computer the large numbers of package, and then the victim the victim computers offline to send. Because of the IP address unreachable, the victim computer will never receive. Last one, completely occupied. Okay, this show the whole process of SYN flirting. TCP hijacking. The scenario here, provided scenario. So overall, this one TCP hijacking mentioning the intruder, they can determine the IP address of the two session participants, and then make one of the participant inaccessible using the denial of service attack. After that, they will connect the other victims using spoofing technique. In this case, TCP hijacking. Okay, let me repeat. Let's say they have two participants. So they will make one of it inaccessible using denial of service attack. After that, they will connect themselves using spoofing technique to another victim. To stop TCP hijacking, can use the software listed there. And the case happened before in 1994. Okay, if you have time, go through this case. ARP spoofing, runs through the slide here. Address resolution protocol is a type of attack which the malicious actor send let me rephrase. The attacker might send a false messages over the local area network. So this result, the linking of the attacker address with the IP address of the legitimate computer and server on the network will change. Okay, when it change, so what happened? They might be, oops, sorry. Okay, look at the second bullet. Attacker change the legitimate MSC address of the network computer to the different address chosen by the attacker. So what's the defense method here? Check the address and the domain name. Buffer overflow exploitation runs through the notch here. Okay, it runs through the text here. So this buffer overflow will occur when the programs or the process attempt to write more data to the fixed length block of a memory. Okay, you look at the first and second bullet. Write more data to the fixed length of a block of a memory or buffer. Then the buffer is allocated to hold because too much data in a time. So this buffer overflow that occur when the software writing data overflow the buffer's capacity. So resulting the adjacent memory location will be overwritten. Okay, this is explained in the third bullet. So in other words, it means that too much of information passing through the same container, but the container does not have enough space. Then, towards the end, what happened? The information will end up replacing the data in the adjacent container. So this buffer overflow can be exploited by attacker with their goal modifying computers' memories in order to take control of the program executions. Coding. So they add on a new line to the program. General step, buffer overflow attack. Okay, look at step 1, 2, 3, 4. Defense method always add statement to check bounds when dealing with the buffer in the program. Repetitions. Repetition attack will make the data and information used become invalid. We look at the first one. In some situation, the owner of the data may want to deny ownership of the data. He might argue that he has never sent or received the data in questions. So an examples of repetition attack might be someone accessing your email server and sending some, inflammatory information, not the good information to others. And this information could be embarrassing to you or maybe to your company. So this reputation attack easy to accomplish because most email systems do not check outbound mail for validity. Okay. Common example, common types of a reputation attack involve when a customer who claim that they never receive a service which they were billed. So in this situation, the burden of the proof is on the company who prove the information used to generate the info accuracy. So if let's say the data have been modified by external attacker, then the accuracy verifications of the information could be difficult to the organizations. And next one is intrusions. All right, we are in a good good pace today. Let's take a short break and then come back with slide number 38. We come back at what is the time now? 2:05.
Okay.
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 three of you here already?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kelvin here.
Oh yeah.
Let's continue. Intrusion. This computer intrusion occur when someone try to access computer system. So computer intruders or hacker, they might use automated computer program when they are trying to compromise computer security. So there are several ways here. They can access your computer, view information, change or even delete information, to crash down your computer, access private data, and could be also using your computer to access other computer on the internet. So it help. You look at the bullet here, the last bullet. It can also help user to identify their own system, which port open, which port may want. So two popular product here to overcome. Okay, to overcome the IP, but we are actually later on, we will cover IP security part. So IP scanning, searching IP address will be the last session. That one I will explain detail. The intrusion detection is a technology that used to detect intrusions incidents. Traffic analysis. The purpose is to determine who is talking to whom by analyzing IP packets. So this is similar to eavesdropping attack. Traffic analysis attack, they are based on what the attacker hears in the network. The attacker might listen to the network communications. They perform traffic analysis and determine the locations of the nodes, the routing structure, or even the application behavior patterns. So what's the defense method here? Encrypt IP headers. But an IP packet with an encrypted header cannot be routed to destination. Thus, a new plain text IP header must be inserted in front of the encrypted header. You look at the diagram here and look at the structure 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Number one, I will always say the process. Better we refer diagram rather than we just theoretically list out. It's a bit hard to understand. Better we look at the diagram. So the sender forward IP package to gateway number A. After that, gateway A encrypt sender's IP packet, route it to the next router in the internet. The IP packet from the gateway A delivered to the gateway B. Gateway B will remove the header, decrypt the encrypted IP packet of the sender and forward it to the receiver. So from here will be more clear on the overall structure. Denier of a service attack. Still remember what is this, right? To block legitimate user from getting service they are normally get from server. So DOS launched from a single computer. Distributed DOS launched from a group of computer. Look at the diagram here. So denier of service will try to avoid, we understand that they were trying to avoid users access server or services. Let's say, for example, online shopping platform. If they want to avoid customer log into the page, then they might perform denial of service. When the customer accessing the website and few round after that still cannot, so what happened? Customer will move it to another online shopping platform. So we'll move out the customer. I mean, they're trying to avoid when they do this type of attack. Usually they want to cut, how to say, provide like competitors. Yeah, they want to direct customer to another online platform. So the aim of this attack, they will send a lot of requests to the server until cannot handle. Smurf attack, we also covered this before. Okay, look at definition here. A denier of service attack in which large numbers of ICMP packets with the intended victim spoof source IP broadcast to the computer network using IP broadcast attack. So attacker might use this program, they call it Smurf, will cause the attack parts of the network become inoperable. Inoperable means not functioning. What's the symptom? Okay, what's the symptoms of denial of service attack here? Slow performance, unavailability of the website, inability to access a website, and then dramatic increase in number of spam email, disconnections from an internet connection. Of course, this is only part of it. Typical distributed denial of service attack as below. Look at the list here. Compromise as many network computer as possible, usually by a Trojan horse. Install special software in the compromised computer. Carry out the distributed, the denial of service attack in certain time. So this group of computer who are performing the attack without their knowledge, we call it zombies, right? I hope you still remember what it is. So issue an attack command to every zombie computer, launch the denial of service attack on the same target on the same time. Main purpose is to make the server or network inoperable. Examples of a DDoS. So classic example as listed. Give me 1 minute, yeah, drink water first. So the classical examples of DDoS tools, as well the popular DDoS attack as listed, UDP, ICMP, SyncFlirt, Smurf attack, all this we already covered before. Next one, countermeasure. So how to solve it? Apply latest service packs. Okay, after that, do a setting, increase the TCP connections. Use the intrusion detection system. This one we will cover later. This this detection system will automatically respond to the attack and send out the message in the system. Okay, in short, they are listed here. Backup system, monitoring system, system log, close unnecessary port, automatically disconnect, and remove zombieware. Next one, we talk about spam mail. Spam mail, email that we don't want to receive. Not say we don't. It's just that we are not asking for it, but they send to us. Right? I believe 3 of you received this in your email mailbox. Maybe commercial message or phishing messages. Yeah, some of the organization they send spam out. They are purposely, some of the organization they are purposely hire spammer. Purposely hire spammer to send out how many spam mail messages or email in a day, and then they pay based on, if let's say the victim click on the page, how much they can get. It's a way to earn income, okay, in certain country. So they send out a lot of these commercial messages just with the hope that the victim, there is a chance for the victim to access the message. So while not intended to bring the user's computer out of service, spammer do consume computing resources. So spamming also occur in web search engine, instant messaging, mobile phone messages, or other network applications. So how to defend spam filter? Okay, to block spam mail. So our email just block those spam mail. Never ever open. Malicious software intended to harm computer. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one is new? Nothing is new here. The virus, just to review, will affect the performance of the computer device. Could be might alter the way how computer works without users' permission. Worm might keep on repeated themselves, use up resources, and possibility might shut down the computer or the whole network. Trojan horse, as mentioned many times, is a type of a clever malware. For me, I think they are clever. They hide themselves, look like legitimate program, but they do not. This one Trojan horse does not replicate themselves, not like the worm. Logic bomb. Okay, this is different. Did you learn this one before? Logic bomb? No, right? So this logic bomb is a type of program hidden deep in the main computer system and set to be active at some point in the future. Okay, I repeat, this logic bomb is a type of program that hide very deep in a computer system and set to be active at certain point. For example, they usually this logic point will be trigger when the logical condition is met, such as based on numbers of a transaction has been processed in the system or based on specific dates. If they set based on a specific date, then we might call it as a time bomb. Okay, so malware such as worm, sometimes they are also containing logic bomb feature. The behavior or the trigger, it will be trigger, yeah, based on a set, the specific set of a time and date. For the backdoor as the name, unauthorized user, they able to pass by the computer system, okay, without going through the security measure. They can access it even though unauthorized. Backdoor. Spyware, well, is a type of malicious software. They enter to your computer system, collect information secretly. So how? Macam mana terkena? How or when we download illegal software, especially like nowadays, youngster download software or perhaps entertainment applications. The spyware, unwanted software, of course, we don't want this in our computer system. Still, though, sensitive information for many purposes. Could be they will sell it to some organizations. What kind of information to share? Let's say your credit card numbers, bank account informations. Basic security model consists of a 4 component crypto system, firewall, anti-malicious software, and also intrusion detection system. So first we have a crypto system. Okay, uh, crypto system stand for cryptographic system. What is a cryptographic system? Refer to the computer system that employ cryptography. So what is cryptography again? Still remember what is cryptography? It's a method
Ah, yeah.
to protect. Yes, yeah, thank you so much for remember. Because we learn a lot of theory content. Sometimes I worry if you still remember. I need time to do revision. So there is a method to protect informations and communication through the use of code so that only those or whom the information is intended can read and process it. So the diagram here shows look at the diagram. Sender who wants to transfer some sensitive data to the recipient. Okay. What else we can here? Look at this. The objective of this simple network model, crypto system network model, at the end of the process, only the sender and the receiver will know the plain text. Okay, only the sender and receiver will know the plain text. That's objective of this crypto system. Firewall. Firewall could be a hardware, could be a software. Okay, could be hardware and software. So basically, what is a firewall here? To avoid, let me look at the bullet here. Permit or denies network transmission based upon the set of rules. It's a type of, if let's say firewall hardware. Firewall hardware is a network security device that used to monitor incoming and outgoing network traffic and then decide whether to allow or block the specific traffic based on the security rules on the firewall setting. So this hardware, firewall hardware, can help to protect the network, okay, filtering out, blocking outsider who are trying to access to the network unauthorizedly. This firewall block hardware not only blocking unauthorized access, but also can help to block malicious software. So this is a more secure approach in firewall by creating DMX, demilitarized zone. This so hard to pronounce. This DMZ is a dual firewall configuration. Dual means two blocks. So they have two firewalls in a DMX. First firewall, they call it perimeter firewall, will use to is configured to allow only external traffic. Okay, the design, no, sorry. Let me rephrase it. This DMS approach, they use dual firewall configurations. They have two firewall. One is for block external traffic, and then the other one is for internal. Okay, internal network. That's just I make it brief so that you can understand. One to block external traffic, the other one for internal network. How about software firewall? The software loaded on a PC that performs a firewall function. Protect only that computer. Okay? Okay, this one can understand because the software only in that particular PC, so used to protect that computer only. If a hardware firewall might use to protect entire internal computer network. Okay, if they set it internally. There are many commercially available software firewall product and anti-malware nowadays. Some of it included this feature as well. Software firewall might control the behavior of specific applications. For example, this software firewall can block access to certain websites or even a printer installed on the network. Software firewall useful if a threat does manage to affect a particular computer. Okay, it can protect other computer connected to the same networks. So many operating systems nowadays contain a built-in software firewall and set it by default. So hardware firewall. Okay, repeated. Hardware device located between the internet and PC that perform firewall function protect all the computer that is behind, just like a wall. Okay, just like a wall that protect all the PC. The wall is between, right? Between internet and all the computers. So many have a subset region called DMZ. So the difference between hardware firewall and software firewall is hardware firewall used to protect your computer system from outside the world. Software firewall used to protect specific device from internal system. Okay? For example, if someone trying to access your system from outside, so your physical firewall will block it. Outside means outside your organizations, externally, so the physical firewall will block it. But if let's say you accidentally click on any virus latent email that's already managed to get into the system, then your software firewall on your local computer will stop it from infecting. So here talking about network address translation, okay, NAT. This NAT usually operate on a router to protect private network. Okay, to protect private network. It works by only allowing internet traffic pass through if the device on the private network requested on it. So this NAT firewall used to protect the identity of a network and does not show internal IP addresses to the internet. Okay, as a name here, network address translation, the IP address will not be shown. So there are several commercially available hardware firewall product. After installation, it may have to be configured correctly in order to perform optimally. Firewall issues. What are the issues here? We look at here. Some firewall can also help protect viruses, yes. However, just because you have a firewall, don't believe you are fully protected against malware. So I agree with this. Yeah, I agree with this. None of the tools, hardware, no, sorry, none of the tools, firewall, or even anti-malware, no matter how complete of anti-malware software will not guarantee for 100% protection. So this one, I'm agree. I'm not sure how about you. So, which one do you recommend? Which, not say about firewall, maybe your antivirus, anti-malware. Do you believe that there is one tools or software which can provide you 100% protection from a malware attack?
No.
No,
No, no.
right? Memang tidak boleh. But we can choose a trustworthy company. Noel, you have a which company that you, or maybe package that you trust on?
Means like Kaspersky comes.
Yeah, there's a well-known company. How about well-known anti-malware software, Kelvin?
I just use free one for, for my laptop.
Free one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we laptop. So
Not sure.
we
Not
we
sure if.
agree that
Not sure if I can trust the antivirus.
yeah, no matter how good of anti-malware, so but we still have to be caution our activity. Yeah, our online activity. So the third bullet, firewall cannot protect against traffic or software that does not come through it. Yes, the wall is there. If the package, if the message didn't pass through, how to block? Right, that's another issue. Unauthorized connection or malware delivered through CD, thumb drive, DVD, that one cannot be protected through uh, firewall. So these are the issues that need to be considered. Next one, we look at IDS, Intrusion Detection System. Intrusion here means someone entering to your network without your permissions. Okay, unauthorized actions. So this intrusion detection system is a type of monitoring system. Monitor what? Monitor used to detect those suspicious activity and then will generate alerts when they are detected. VPN, virtual private network, is a secure link between two private networks. So this network is a virtual because data are tunneled through a public network, emulating a logical point-to-point connection. So what does it mean? This VPN, they establish the protected network connection even in a public network. So this VPN will encrypt your internet traffic and disguise online identity. So will make it more difficult for the third party to track our activity online. Okay? More difficult for the third party to track our activity online. Some more not easy to steal data. So this VPN hides IP address. So all our computer which connected to the internet with on IP address. So this a virtual private network will hide the IP address. Let the network redirect it through the specific remote server which run the VPN host. Okay, which run by the VPN host. So this means that if we surf online with VPN, the VPN server will become the source of the data. It also means that third party cannot see which website we are visiting and what data we send out or receive online. Okay, once again, let me summarize it. This VPN connection might disguises the data traffic online, protect it from external access. So the unencrypted data can be viewed by anyone who has a network access and want to see it, but with a VPN, hacker and cyber criminal, they might not able to decipher the data. Use of for protection. IP security should achieve the following: disallow link to untrusted site, encrypt package that leave the premises, authenticate package that enter the premises. We look at type of application here. Secure branch office connectivity over the internet. A company can build a secure private virtual network over the internet or over the public wide area network. Secure remote access over the internet, and user can gain secure access to other company networks over the internet. This one, IP security, is type of protocol between two communication points across the IP network that can provide data authentication, integrity, and confidentiality. So it used to define encrypted, decrypted, and also authenticated package. Okay, this protocol need to secure the key exchange between parties involved. So this one, the application nowadays to enhance e-commerce security. Establish external and extranet and intranet connectivity with the partners can be used to establish secure communication with other organizations. So secure communication not only intranet, not only within the internal parties in an organization, but also involve external party, third party. When organization connectivity between internal, okay, intranet and also external party outside the organization, we call it extranet. So who are involved here? Extranet, let's say company supplier, okay, company partners. So the end to ensure the secure communications. So this is how they apply IP security. Okay, to enhance. Sorry, my earbuds a bit loose. So to enhance the secure communications within organization as well outside the organization with their organization partners. Next one, encrypt and authenticate all traffic at the IP level. Distribute the application, maintain, disperse location. So the uses of IP security, summarize it, they used to encrypt, okay, to encrypt application layer data, provide security for router, sending over data across the public internet, as well to provide authentication without encryption, like to authenticate the data originates from the non-sender. The other one might use to protect the network data by setting up IP security and then tunneling all the data being sent between the two endpoints and make sure it is encrypted. Okay, make sure encrypted with using VPN connection. Okay, here shows a scenario, IP security scenario. Summarize it. This IP security is IP security is a IP mean internet protocol, right? So it's a group of protocol that use together to set up encrypted connection between devices. So it helps to keep all the data sent over public network. Make sure it is secure. This IP security often used to set up VPN. That's why you can see the diagram here, there is a public, internal, or private network. So it works by encrypt the IP package. Okay, you look at the diagram. Encrypt the IP package, and then along with the authentication, authenticating the source where the package come from. Okay, what else here? Let me look at here. The main routing. Okay, so when the data when the data flow using IP address, this IPsec is secure because it add on encryptions. Okay, it add on an encryptions element throughout the authentication process. So the nature of a security threat, which IPsec prevents, could be constantly changed. Let's say a replay attack, man in the middle attack. So here, in general, this IPsec protocol will cover 3 processes. So first, the initial authentication, which involve devices. Okay, here we have the user system with the IPsec, and then we have another 2 devices connecting. So second, make sure confidentiality of transmitting data during the communications. What's the benefits here? What's the benefit of doing that? First of all, we look at the first point here. When IPsec implemented in a firewall or router, we're able to provide strong security to all traffic, okay, to all traffic across the perimeter. So traffic within the company or work group might not be occur. How to say this one? Never mind, never mind. We go for the next one. Okay, first bullet is talking about IP security is below transport layer. That's why it is transparent. Okay, that's why it's transparent to the application, and no need to change software on the user server system when the IPsec is implemented in the firewall router. Even if the IPsec is implemented in the end service, upper layer software, including application, even though not affected, this IPsec is transparent to even to the end user. That's why no need train end users on the security mechanism. Right? Last one, IPsec can provide security for individual user if needed. So this feature is useful for offsite workers, and also for setting up a secure virtual subnetwork within organization for their sensitive applications. All right. So here, these are the main topic we cover. Please focus on threat to the network, type of a network, defense mechanism. Yes, please focus. Yeah, how? Because all those topics we already learned in the previous chapter, only the defense mechanism, some part you need to top up from what we learned before. Last part, basic security model, understand the basic concept will do. That's all for chapter number 7. What is the time now? Okay, we are doing good, 15 minutes. So let's look at.
Still need to present, I guess.
Oops. Hey, nobody tell me I didn't presenting my. Oh, sorry, I didn't
We,
read
we're,
that.
we're just using the PDF.
We
Good,
using
good,
the
good.
slide.
Good. Yeah, well, my network unstable. Yeah, thankfully, three of you are independent. Yeah, just look at the slide we do. I share all the lecture notes. So, Farrell, you can't hear clearly. No worry. This session is recorded. If you want, you can just view the recorded video.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. This one I didn't realize I didn't present. Hang on. Let me check our tutorial. My tutorial misplaced. Let me replace my tutorial. So I will place in tutorial. Give me 1 minute here. Okay, tutorial 7. So after this class, we have let me check document in the Google Classroom. Okay, it's there. Tutorial 7 is there. So after tutorial 7, we have 2 more lessons. Let me present my screen here. Pharaoh, your place still heavy rain?
Yeah, still heavy rain.
Oh, yeah, I think my place very soon. Gelap sudah. Luckily, we managed to complete on time. So tutorial 6, when you look at the tutorial question here, okay, after tutorial 7, we have 2 more chapter. So next week, week 12, 1 chapter, week 13, 1 chapter, and week 14 is our revision class. So we are doing well. Our speed not too fast and not too slow. Somehow we have a time to do revision. There's only 9 questions in tutorial 7. Let's look at the question here. Suggest rule 3 thread spoofing. Describe, illustrate, illustrate. So maybe only question number 8, a little bit tricky, but the rest should be fine. Yeah. This one we will discuss on Thursday. Okay, Thursday 10 to 11. All right. That's all from me today. Assignment. Everything going good? Okay, for other classes, yeah, and you want to say something?
Okay.
Okay, for other diploma student, I will check their weekly progress, make sure they do their job. But I trust 3 of you. Yeah, I believe if you have question, you will ask me without me chasing you. I don't like to chase student. You are adult already, right? Can I trust 3 of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I like this group. So let submission. I don't think I need to share with you. Everything is here. Just to remind that. Okay, just to remind the submission date is week 12, means next week, next Monday.
No need PDF, just Google Doc already can.
Yeah, just follow the submission. But can I request one PDF?
Okay.
Easy for me to mark. Yeah.
So send
You
both them.
Yeah.
Yeah, send both. Yes. Yeah, lucky I mentioned. Lucky I go through. Other Google document, I will prefer PDF. I mark on a PDF will do. Google
Easier.
schedule. Let me check. Let me check when is the best time, huh? Thursdays.
What best time?
Hmm?
What best time? You just like this now, cannot hear.
Sorry, the presentation, 10%.
Oh,
When you
presentation.
want to do that, yeah.
Later the better.
Not too late, or else you won't. I mean,
Okay.
you need to. Your submission is week 12, Monday, 6th of the 6th of September. Can I do it? Sekejap, let me check my lecture. How many slides? If give me 1 minute, let me double check my slide. We do on week. Okay, you choose. You want to do it on the same day, 6 or 13th of September, following Monday.
So
If
week 13.
Week 13, Monday. No problem. No problem. Week 13 hours.
oh, can also.
Can.
Can or not? Let me put in the chat box here.
During lecture.
Okay.
After lecture.
After. Week 13, right? Now we decided week 13, am I right?
Right.
Week
Yeah.
13 means after lecture. Week 13, we only have a 30 slide, very short lecture. So after lecture, presentation.
Okay.
I think very good timing this semester as what we wish. I checked there's only 30 short. So week 13, prepare your PowerPoint slide, 10%, 10 markah. Please wear formal presentation. Formal on top, and has to turn on camera when doing presentation.
Okay.
Right, if no more question, then we will dismiss for today. Happy National Day tomorrow. Happy holiday. See you on Thursday. Stay safe, three of you.
Okay. Thank you, Miss.